everybody, it's your girl Lisa, host of Side Hustle Saturday Hustle Talks. And today we're taking a ride through time, tradition, and transformation with a business that's been blooming since 1941, Battiste Fleur Galleria. Now, it's located in the heart of Columbus, Ohio's historic King Lincoln District. This third generation Black owned floral business is more than just bouquets, it's a legacy. Now, I'm sitting down with Lashanda Battiste, one of the brilliant minds behind this floral empire. From crafting unforgettable floral experiences to designing for high-end profile events like HBO's Boardwalk Empire, this business blends creativity, community, and culture like no other. So if you ever dream of turning your passion into a legacy, or you're just trying to figure out how to balance artistry with entrepreneurship, this one's for you. Let's get into it. Yes. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Side Hustle Saturday, and I'm your host, Lisa. And this podcast is very special to me, and it's a long time coming.
It is.
Yeah.
We are here.
I'm so glad. Today I'm here with the amazing Lashanda Battiste, who is one of the owners of Battiste Fleur Galleria here in the King District, Kingsville,
King Lincoln District.
King Lincoln District, excuse me, y'all, King Lincoln District, which is on the up and coming in Columbus, Ohio. But today, this is very special to me because not only is she an entrepreneur, but she is a florist. This is a Black-owned floral company that's been in business for 84 years. Hey. 84 years. Can you believe that? And, I like to have interesting stories on Side Hustle Saturday. So to find someone that was in the floral business.
Thank you. Yes.
And she don't put out no junk. And it's family owned. And they've been in business for that long. I had to have her on the show.
Thank you, Lisa, so much. What a wonderful introduction. A wonderful introduction. It's nothing that I've done extraordinary, but just making sure that our clients, you all are taken care of the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about the relationships.
Yeah.
And I can't equate that. But first, it's just honoring God for him being the blessing of our business and keeping us going for 84 years.
Absolutely. Yes. Tell us about Battiste Fleur, because I can't tell the story, but you can. Tell us about how it got started and what this business is built on.
Absolutely. So my grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
my father's mother, in 1941, in a small area, rural South Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
It's called King Street, South Carolina. So if you've ever visited the beach, chances are you probably passed through our little town. And you could just imagine in the 40s, whenever we as women, Black women, were told that we could own our own businesses, that there were certain things that we were qualified to do. And one of the things that my grandmother said that, no, I'm going to push against the norm. And she said, I want to do my own flower shop. And so there were certain ones that we needed in the community. Our school teachers, those that were responsible for making sure that our hair was done,
Mm-hmm.
So all of those necessities. But as a Black business owner, the first business that would open in Williamsburg County since Reconstruction, and honoring my grandmother for that, we had to continue the legacy. So yeah, it started with my grandmother in rural South Carolina.
That's just an amazing story. And so it started in South Carolina. How did you migrate here to Columbus, Ohio?
Absolutely. So all things God does well. I can just keep telling you that. So when I moved here, I transferred with an actual job, an 8 to 5 that I was working in South Carolina. So my mother and father was running the flower shop at home. And I was working. I'm a corporate America baby by trade. But in the afternoon and all weekends, we were responsible, regardless of what our respective jobs were, was to come to the flower shop and work. That was South Carolina, location in Georgia, and now in Ohio. At any given time, you will see like 3 generations of Battiste working day to day. Huge events. We got generations 4 and 5 that's here that's working. So when I had the opportunity to transfer my position here in corporate America, I decided the change would be great. Absolutely had no idea that it would flourish into what we would be at this point. Um, so yeah, it was all based on work. And my mom said to me about almost 18, 19 years ago, I'm ready to retire. She said, I have taught you well. You know exactly what to do. So either we're going to continue the legacy, your father and I are ready to sit down, and we're ready to pass the baton. And so here we are, 17 years later, here in the King Lincoln district, running the flower shop. Yes.
Now it's you, it's Vera, and it's Benjamin.
Yes.
Now, I want to kind of pivot a little bit. How is it working with family?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. A lot of times, what we do, well, I think, first of all, to honor Vera and Benjamin, they are top notch because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't hold it together sometimes as well as I do. But to be in a position to work with family, I think is about respecting each other and understanding what lanes we're supposed to be in, respectively. And when we do that, we tend to work real well. And so we huddle and we communicate all day long. And I'll give you a perfect example. We do quite a bit of work in the sympathy realm. And we have sometimes customers will call us almost at the nth degree and say, hey, I need to have such and such taken to this funeral home. The service is getting ready to start. So people tend to forget. And when those phone calls come in, Vera Benjamin and I will immediately stop and give an ear to what's happening so that we can pivot to fill whatever those orders are. So I think it's about respecting each other, understanding exactly what each other is responsible for, and we stay in that respective lane. However, that doesn't mean that we're separated from each other.
Right.
Because every business decision that's made, it just doesn't come through me. It comes through Vera, it comes through Benjamin, and collectively we still run that up to mom and dad and say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And so that's where we are. It's just understanding that we're a family after the doors are locked, after 5. But when we're here, we're all equal with regards of decision making, the quality control piece, and making sure that our customers are serviced.
And that's very important because sometimes when you work with family members, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You made a very important point there that everybody has to know their lane and stay in the lane. So,
You're absolutely correct.
very good. Thank you for dropping that gem because, we want to work with our family. We want to bring everybody on, but sometimes that can be hard because everybody trying to wear all the hats at the same time.
You're absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked about earlier that so Vera and I being generation 3,
Mm-hmm.
and at any given time you'll see generation 4 and 5, especially for the huge events. So they're off doing their respective careers, and I'll give a shout out and say, hey, we've got this and this and this going on. What's your availability? And they'll say, no worries, we'll be there 100% of the time. So we're thankful for that. And so I think it's just about communicating to the younger generation. We need to have you on this particular piece of the execution. We need to have you on this particular piece. I need you all to team up. So we kind of set those expectations long before we go out and we make those commitments. Number one, because I don't want them embarrassing us, and I definitely don't want them embarrassing the business as a whole. We've worked very hard to make sure that our brand is consistent and that when people see us, they know that we're going to come and show.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna
Yeah,
get back to
the
that
masterpiece.
that branding piece because your brand is just impeccable. But I want to talk about you're deeply rooted in the community. You're deeply rooted. You bring up Battiste Fleur in the community, people automatically know who you are.
Thank Yes.
How important is that to you?
Oh wow, it's very important. If it's not for our customers, we would not have a conversation today.
Mm.
We understand that anytime someone comes across the threshold of Batiste LaFleur, it is our responsibility to stop what we're doing to acknowledge anyone who's coming in. And if it's somebody that we know, it's not a big deal for us to leave our space and we give hugs and high fives. So we're in the community because the community trusted us long before we became Batiste LaFleur, a brand name to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So our churches, especially when we moved here in this location, we were servicing about 17 churches in this area. And we thought it was necessary that if those churches are spending money with Batiste LaFleur, is so important that we be a part of the community that's been responsible for us. So it's one thing to be in the community and not a part of the community. So at any given time, it doesn't matter what time, we'll have individuals that will pass by and they will blow their horns, letting us know that they see us.
Right.
So it's so important because of the relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So we were told very early on by one of our pastor friends, prominent pastors, and he said to us, Lashanda and Vera and Benjamin and Miss Ramona, which is my mom, you all will be a cornerstone on Long Street.
100%.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and not only will you be a flower shop, but this is just going to be a means to the ministry. Flowers is just a way to be in a position to meet the needs of whatever's needed. And so we have found that to be quite true. Individuals come in all the time. We had two people that trusted us just this week, that it's been revealed to them that they have cancer,
Oh.
different types of cancer. And they said, if we could just get here, we know that you all are family of faith. And they needed the prayers. And whatever that took to encourage, is no dollar that can put that type of manifestation in place. So the community is super important.
Yeah.
They've grown our business. They trust us. They know that we're going to show out every time they call us.
And they do show out. They
And
do show out.
thank you for that. But if it was not for our community, my goodness, we would not be where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So back to that show out piece, y'all just go to blgflowers.com and you will see what I'm talking about, because I just cannot talk about the quality and the branding that goes along with Batiste LaFleur. Talk about how branding is important to any business, especially your business, when it comes to running an operation, when it comes to customer satisfaction, and when it comes to growth and scaling.
Absolutely. We spent a tremendous amount of time just in creating our logo. And we know that if you place a name on something, you have to really know what that means, right?
Right.
We spoke with a gentleman from Ohio State Fair, and he's got a huge position there. And he talked about how people may not know who Batiste LaFleur is right now, but if you create your logo that's going to be distinctive, that's going to be consistent, and that has meaning behind it, he said people will eventually recognize you.
That's right.
And so we have a signature B that we use for Batiste. And within that B, there's so many different um, pieces of understanding with regards of our legacy from where we've become, our covering, with regards of our faith. And it has just different things that's involved, and I'll walk you through what that looks like. And why is that important? Because we will go right now and share a business card, and people will say, "Oh my goodness, I know who you all are. I have this business card." You know why? Because our business card has not changed in 14 years.
Oh.
We're using the same style business card.
Mm-hmm.
If you create it and you create it right the first time,
Right.
and if it's done in the respect of spirit of excellence, it's going to always be great.
Mm-hmm.
It's important. Our uniforms. Every time people see our uniforms, oh, Battiste, I know who you all are. So it's so important that if you're recognized and if you have a business, it doesn't matter what size the business, wear your brand is your advertisement. People are going to ask about it. Create your tagline, make it short and sweet and to the point, and people will remember distinctive floral design concepts.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's so important in talking about scalability. Um, I know that's what's grown us, and people just being in a position to identify who we are.
Yeah.
Just by a simple name, just by our signature V. So
This segment of Hustle Talks is brought to you by Studio 951. Need a game changing marketing strategy? At Studio 951, we help businesses stand out with expert branding, social media management, content creation, web design, and video editing. From crafting eye catching visuals to driving engagement, we bring your brand to life online and beyond. Ready to grow? Let's build something amazing together. Visit studio-951.com today. Yeah, I mean, I would talk to people. Oh yeah, you talking about Battiste Fleur on Long Street?
yes.
Every time. Yeah, I've ordered some stuff from them. So you're absolutely correct. It's not only you're deeply rooted, but you've got that branding down, and they know who you are.
Yes, ma'am. Well, it has come with some help.
Right.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. So we're working every day to create.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a new product line, yes. But we're doing something a little bit different with the website, and we're extremely excited about it. And so we've got a reveal that's going to happen like very, very soon. So it's been some months of birth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about to be birthed right now. So we've had some growing pains, but it is absolutely phenomenal. It's going to speak to who we are with regards of being distinctive, not only with regards of just the flowers, because we do flowers real well, but when you talk about understanding who your clients are, every one of our customers that come across our door, we understand exactly who they are.
Yeah.
And what they require, what they want every time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, in the floral space, we don't see very many of us in this floral space. And how have you been able to navigate through that? What are some of the challenges that you face? Because some of the things that just top line, if it's a Black owned business, it ain't good.
Right.
We bump up against that all the time. Hence Side Hustle Saturday, because I want to show excellence and we do more than just what people think we can do. Talk to me about how you navigate through being a Black owned business in a space that's limited to that.
Yes, ma'am. In a lot of instances, you have had to smile real big in spite of circumstances. What we've made sure to do, if we're out, wherever it may be, we have to continually prove above and beyond, right?
Yeah.
That our product is great. Our product is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And how do we do that? How do we allow that opportunity when there's not much opportunity? When we're making deliveries, I still get in the truck and I deliver and I knock on doors and I ring doorbells and I introduce myself, right? And so these are individuals that we've grown with regards of our customers. Some great names here in Columbus have trusted us. We had a situation where we delivered downtown to one of the businesses and we knocked it out of the park. And she literally took a photo of her arrangement and she sent it out to over 1,000 of her contacts that was in her what we would
database.
Database Rolodex.
Right, Rolodex.
And so it just took that one opportunity to make it right. And we don't know exactly when that's going to happen.
Mm.
Many times we have had no. We're comfortable. We have our florist. And so it would be to the point of being almost bold to say, "Hi, my name is Lashanda. I'm the owner of Battiste Fleur Galleria. I understand that we have some mutual clients. Is there a possibility that I can get on your calendar for at least 15 minutes so that I can show you what our product looks like?"
Mm.
So that took a lot for me being an introvert,
Yeah.
just to kind of step outside of that realm. So it's about moving whenever you know that it's time to move, and just hoping somebody is going to say yes to that opportunity. And we know that if they say yes, it's a wrap.
Right.
Yeah, we got them. And so I say that because HBO and Cinemax are two of our largest clients.
Yeah.
We've had the opportunity on a grand scale to do some of the largest events for some of the premieres on just HBO and Cinemax, just us. And so it's about producing the right product at the right time and people taking note. And once the fire hits, it's going to run.
Oh,
It's gonna
100%.
uh, there is a group that I belong to of florists. They look just like me, and they're in states all over. And I will call and I will say, "Hey, I need something to be handled special in North Carolina, and I trust you with this, Black girl."
Right.
So we have a responsibility to make sure that we're edifying each other, that we're upholding each other's business, and we're hugely responsible. There's a lot of work in this industry, a lot of work. And to be in a position to say that we are literally the only Black owned full service florist, that's everything from event planning to sympathy work, birthday anniversaries. Here we are celebrating, resurrection is happening. So to have a relationship with our churches, me still getting in the church, to say hello, we thank you for everything that you do. Still knocking on the doors and making deliveries downtown or in our adjacent neighborhoods, and people saying, "Thank you, Battiste, we see you again." It has made a huge place with regards to who we are in the community,
Mm-hmm.
being in a position to be present with our customers.
Yeah.
And we've continued to grow. We have a new client that we just brought on this week, and it's based on work that he saw us do with another client.
Right.
So people are watching.
Yes.
People are watching.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point about people are watching, but you have to show up with excellence.
That's it.
And if you don't, it just takes that
It takes the
one time to change the trajectory of your
You're
business.
absolutely correct.
And when you show up with excellence, people remember that.
They do. Yes, ma'am.
And that's why you're here today.
Yes, ma'am. You're absolutely correct. So that's one of the reasons when we're out and about, it's important that we all are in uniform because people will see us. And we know that if I go and I'm delivering, people are going to see the uniform and they're going to see the flowers and know that I'm coming with purpose in mind. And we have had some of our huge accounts just by knocking on the door and introducing ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and just saying, "Hey, this is who I am." And we immediately get phone calls back to say, "Hey, do you all have accounts where you could bill me once a month?" We absolutely do.
We can work with
We
you.
can work with you. Yes. And so one of the things that we have to let them know is that we are lock and step with some of the other large flower shops here in Columbus, lockstep. So, yeah, we deliver here in Columbus, but we also do Cincinnati and Dayton and Springfield and Middletown and Hamilton. We do those deliveries every day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it's just not here to Franklin County, but we literally just hit all of those, the outside areas every day.
Now, what she's not saying to y'all is she works. And she works very, very hard. And we just had a conversation off camera. Like, I just had 6 hours of sleep, child, for the week.
Yes.
Not for the day, for the week. Tell me how you balance work and going home. And I know you take care of your parents. How do you balance that and try to not get that burnout? Like, I cannot go back into that flower shop anymore. How do you balance that?
The balance has come because of Vera and Benjamin, right? The balance has come because my grandmother offered the opportunity again when women of color could not own and operate their own businesses. The balance comes from understanding that what I do is going to be a huge blessing and it's going to serve whomever that customer may be. The balance comes because um, I know that there are little Battiste that's watching. There are individuals from our summer internship that's watching Battiste. So I keep the balance and understanding that what I do is just making sure that I have availability to make sure that all of these babies, all of our clients are being serviced. And that's just being very honest. It's come carefully. I've changed my diet. So my eating habits are quite different. And I think that equates to a lot of the energy and me having to push through in times when I'm absolutely exhausted. But I think most importantly, if I give my clients my word, that supersedes anything. If I tell them that I'm going to show up and that I'm going to be before time, that's what I'm going to do 100% of the time. So it's not failing those customers that have trusted us. 6 hours, yeah, you're absolutely correct. So 3 hour mornings. So that happened this morning, just kind of based on the idea of all of our orders that we needed to get out. We do everything fresh the day of. So we don't do a lot of work and keep it over in our cooler 2 and 3 days. It needs to be the freshest of the freshest. So if the order comes in today, we're going to turn it out today. And this is for all of our funeral work, all of our wedding work. So whatever that may be, we're going to do it fresh in the vase today so that it goes out on the truck. So yeah.
So you work,
Yes.
you work with your siblings, you balance. How do you see Battiste Fleur evolving?
Yes. Expansion. Yes, that's one of the goal. That is the goal. Um, we have we have trained. We've had individuals to ask us for training, which we do offer classes. And we'll talk about how we could register to offer whatever that is. So the expansion is definitely necessary. We've grown to the point where we know that we're ready.
Yeah.
And so we're thanking God for aligning that piece for us. But that comes with a cost.
Yeah.
And the cost is being in a position to not trust the trade to anyone, right? So it's taken me a lot of decades.
And we've had conversations about that, y'all.
Yes. To understand what it is to meet our customers' need 100% every time and not failing our customers. That comes with building the brand, right? We talked about that earlier.
Right.
It's about making sure that whoever the employees are, that they understand the assignment every time, right? We can't afford to say, oops, I forgot.
Right.
So that's the reason why Vera Benjamin and I hold each other accountable. So as family, yeah, we're family after hours, but they're my partners here doing our quote 8 to 5 or 3 a.m. to 7 p.m. at night, whatever those hours are. And we hold each other accountable. And so yeah, so it would just work-life balance.
Yeah.
It may come with 6 hours of sleep
Yeah.
in 3 days, but we know that when we ended like our business day today, we know that everything that we told our customers that we would do today was done.
Yeah.
On time.
Yeah.
On time.
Now, looking back of everything and your journey and where you are today, if you could go back and talk to your younger self, what would you tell your younger self?
That I should have been a rap artist with a boom box.
Stop it.
Bamboo earrings, yes. At least 2 pair.
No.
If you're ready to take your business to the next level, our sponsor, Complete One LLC, has got you covered. Need a game-changing website, eye-catching logo, sleek business cards, or even expert video editing? They do it all, because your success is their priority. At Complete One LLC, they don't just create, they elevate, helping you think strategically and bring your vision to life. Your brand deserves the best, and they're here to make it happen. So why wait? Let's build something great together. Visit Complete One LLC today, where your vision gets completed.
Yeah, probably rocking my shell toe Adidas. Oh my goodness, yes. That was my thing to be a rap artist.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I still have.
Okay, well you got. I mean, we gonna can't. You gonna drop some bars for
I'm not
us?
gonna do that part yet. But yeah, so interestingly enough, yeah, so yeah, it has stage name and everything.
Oh,
But yeah, but no, if I could look back and tell my younger self anything, I think it probably would have been to have got my schooling earlier, sooner than I did. I was an adult in college
okay.
with my 2 adult daughters. That taught me balance and respect in 2 different ways. That I can expect them to do something that I've not done, and they held me accountable through graduate program. So I think that would probably be the first thing. The second thing would have been to have had my mom and dad in Ohio sooner than they were from South Carolina. And that's probably the biggest thing. Again, that has come with a lot of cost with regards of uprooting them from South Carolina and bringing them to Ohio. What would I tell my younger self? To live more freely, not to be so serious. And even at that age, probably not feel that I needed to have the world on my shoulder. As the oldest sibling, as the oldest of my sisters and brothers, I made sure, along with my mom and dad, that they were taken care of.
Yeah.
So that meant at 14, I was working. Yeah.
14.
Yeah. There was a program that was offered through our schooling system that allowed us to work during the summer months. And I knew that if I worked hard enough, that I could have whatever I needed, and I didn't have to worry about mom and dad with all of my other siblings.
So you're trying to be independent at an early age.
So I did that to make sure that my sisters and brothers were okay. And so if I were to tell my younger self anything, it probably would have been just to kind of relax and have a little bit more fun and not to adult at such a young age.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that came, again, with cost. Yeah, I think that's what I would say to myself.
I want to see Lashanda rap. That's what I want to see. I want to see Lashanda with the earrings and the shell toes. That's what
It's so awesome. So my sister Vera, for Christmas, so I'm a huge Prince fan.
Oh, me too.
Anything Prince.
Me too.
I'm talking about anything.
Yeah.
Oh my God, just as a young, I still like grieve, his passing.
How many times have you seen Purple Rain?
Oh my God. Oh, I cannot tell you.
I still watch it today, don't you?
Anything.
Yeah.
And so she brought me for Christmas a pair of bamboo earrings, right? So it's coming. So that'll be part 2. How's that? Yes. And she bought me this wonderful nostalgic Prince t-shirt. And she asked me the other day, when are you going to wear your graphic? And I'm just like, I'm not ready yet.
Yeah.
I'm not ready yet. So I know it's going to be a time when I put that on. And yeah. And so maybe I'll pair that somehow. But yeah. Yeah, I got to get my shell toe.
I'm waiting.
Yes, I got to get my shell toe.
We're all waiting for that, Lashanda.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So what would you tell someone that is watching this and thinking about becoming or taking their side hustle to their main hustle, or even trying to start a side hustle, maybe it's in the flower business or maybe it's in another business, what advice would you give someone?
Find some people around you that's like-minded, right?
Mm,
And what does that mean? That means to be in a position to understand what the business structure is, right?
yeah,
So educating yourself about what it is to run a business, right? So it's different than selling CDs out of the car.
100%, right.
They don't even sell CDs anymore, right? But you get
I
the
think
point.
right. Yeah.
But I'm saying, so understanding what the structure of business, what does that look like? That's from a financial standpoint, understanding what it looks like to understand what an LLC is, what an EIN is, what it takes in order to open your bank account. So understanding just basic business practices,
Yeah.
right? Having a good attorney. You
Mm,
have to have a wonderful accounting. So it's just those basic things that you really, really have to understand what that looks like. Um, Having individuals that's going to hold your arms up whenever you're exhausted mentally, and somehow it pushes your physical body
yeah.
in places and times and crunch points where you know that you could not exist. Gathering yourself around women. I'm a part of an organization, and it's women that looks just like us,
Mm,
look just like us. And I just finished a course with them. I don't know if I can name them or not, but I just finished a course with them, and I'm running the business, right? I'm running the business successfully. But to be in a position to get ideas and to get vision and to get input and to get encouragement, and you cry together when some things don't go well.
yeah.
And there's a sisterhood that's bond that's going to live a lifetime. And you've got someone who's in the healthcare field, and you've got another one who owns a confectionery company. And they will call me and say, Sean, what do you think about this? Business principles does not change, right?
Right.
Regardless as to whatever the business is, the product may change, but the integrity stays the same and the character on how they run the business. And it's coming out of the gate understanding what your scope of your business is.
Yeah.
Understanding who the competitors are, and look at your company as a corporation. It doesn't matter if it's one employee, but if you get in the mindset that this is a corporation that I'm running, it's going to build a vision and it's going to build your vision. So plug in, work hard. If you're working corporate America right now and you're looking at stepping outside of corporate America and you've been doing your side hustle all of this time, if you think about if you gave your business the same amount of time that you're spending in your corporate America job, how you would be in a position
Mm-hmm.
to frame your mindset, to stack your money, whatever that looks like, and make an exit long before that paycheck.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing. Again, I'm a corporate America baby, 26 years.
Same here.
I was nervous when my mom said, I'm ready to retire and it's going to be left up to you all to run the business. And I'm like, 26 years, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of health benefits.
Right. It is.
Right?
You're right.
Yes. There's a lot of 401k.
But would you ever go back?
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. But there were things that I learned about people and people skills and meeting people where they're needed.
Yeah.
Because we all have a story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And people in corporate, it doesn't matter where they are, right?
Right.
And what level of corporate. They're people and they have situations and they hurt and they falter just like we do. But sometimes whenever they go in and they use their fob to fob in and they pull it together before they get in that meeting, they have had to deal with some stuff on the other side of that door.
You're right.
And so I remember what it looks like. And no, I won't go back. Yeah, I won't go back. So when I left in October, I looked at everything, right? By March of the following year, my salary was already replaced with the flower shop.
My God.
So it's October, November, December, January, February, March, 5 months. So
Yeah.
talk about stepping out on faith.
Mm.
Nobody's going to identify and understand what your business is other than you.
Right.
So understand what it is, own it, get some people around you who's going to support you and who's going to understand what the vision is. Again, people that's going to support you, people who understand the vision. Don't share your vision with everybody, though.
Say that.
So yeah,
Right.
so you're gonna have a select individuals that you trust with whatever the vision is.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, this has been truly, it's been a blessing. It's been amazing. And it's been a long time coming.
Been a long time coming. Oh, I'm so glad that you're here.
Oh,
Oh
thank
my
you.
gosh, that
Thank
you
you.
trusted us enough to offer us the opportunity
Yeah.
on your platform.
Yeah.
And I don't take that lightly at all. Lightly at all. I have to plug though, and I have to say that Miss Lisa has been a huge supporter and an encourager of our business. She and I met maybe 3 months ago.
Yeah.
4 months ago.
Yeah.
And we met through a mutual client. And she and I spoke for the very first day. It was like she and I had known each other for our entire lives.
That's true.
And she's been able to offer vision and clarity. So thank you for being that ear.
You're welcome.
You allowed me to look at things from a business perspective that I'd not thought about. So talking about having individuals in your life that you trust with the vision and that they get the assignment, everybody.
I got it.
She's got it. She's got it. She's been hugely responsible for making sure that I stay on task. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for again, after so long, for being here. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Much success for your business.
You're welcome. I always say, if I don't win, when I do it with my clients, they don't win.
Absolutely.
So we got to win together.
That's it.
And where there's room at the table for everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't gatekeep.
Yes.
Whatever I know, you know.
That's it.
And that's how I run my
Yes,
platform.
ma'am.
But I'm going to start crying, so we're not going to talk about that no more.
Yeah.
Tell the people how they can get in contact with you.
Absolutely. So we're located in the historic King Lincoln District. We're right across the street from the Lincoln Theater. I'm at 808 East Long Street. The phone number for the flower shop is 614-253-8000. The email address and the website is www.blg, again, blgflowers, plural.com.
And if you do want to experience the luxury of Battiste Fleur, she does ship.
We do.
It's not just local here.
It's local.
So if you want to experience that, and she's got some, just keep on the website because she's got some stuff coming up. Ain't nothing like you ain't never seen before. That's gonna blow everybody else out the water.
That's right. We're excited about it. We are extremely excited about it. So those are the things that keeps me going.
Yeah.
Just making sure that we're fresh.
Yeah.
That we're aware of what's going on around us. We had one of our mentors, and I want to mention this real quick. Get your mentor. We had one of our mentors. He has since passed away. And I was really worried as a young business, right? A young business. And I said, I don't know how to compete with some of the other big box stores here in Columbus. What I can tell you is that we get our roses from the same people.
Yeah.
We get our tulips and we get our daffodils, we get our greens and we get snapdragons. We get them from the same farm, right? So how do I compete as a small business? And he said, well, first of all, Stop looking at what other people doing and just doing what you do right.
That part. That part.
And so that has stuck with me so many years
Mm-hmm.
of understanding what that looks like.
Yeah.
And having a mentor that's able to tell you what it looks like and you humble enough to accept it.
See, and we're gonna end with that. She just dropped so many gems. I mean, but Lashanda, again, thank you so much for being on the show. I really, really appreciate it. And for all of my Side Hustle Saturday community, you know how to get in contact with me. You can follow me on YouTube at Side Hustle Saturday. I'm on Instagram at Side Hustle _ Saturday. I'm on TikTok at Side Hustle _ Saturday. And I'm on Facebook at Side Hustle Saturday. You know what to do, and you know what I'm about to say. I will talk to you soon.